Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2 from the Team Liquid Star League 6 playoffs, brought to you by Shopify and these amazing, incredible players. Some good games for the fans. And what more can we ask when we have in the bottom right? It is the Chessmaster, the multi-GSL champion, the man who makes all of us, including me, look bad by also casting tournaments that he wins. It is TY. Always seems to be a step or two ahead of his opponents, though sometimes struggles against the Protoss. So. And in the top left, Die Mauer, the German Protoss player, the Wall. Maybe not as accomplished as the Shield of Ire, but that gives you an idea of his playstyle. It is Showtime. I would group in Showtime, definitely. Obviously a shield Protoss, not a YOLO toss like Parting, but instead more like a Stats or a Neeb or Zest half the time. He focuses more, at least in my experience, on getting those 3 bases, getting the right unit composition, and playing more for the later game, as opposed to trying to end it off of 2 bases, like a more Parting style. TY as well. Like both of these players, honestly, TY is the closest you get to that as Terran. TY, while he's willing to throw a proxy Rex or a 1 base out there, he's most comfortable when he gets to his 3 bases and he has the ability to make some moves on the map and essentially be already ahead of you before you even do anything. He's already a few turns ahead. That's how he beat Maru. That's how he's beaten essentially everyone. Has he beaten Cyril? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe. But I would love to see a best of 69 between them. That would make me very excited. Yeah, TY, I feel like TY has always kind of... A lot of Terrans out there, like Maru and beyond, just... Like, well, I can micro my way out of anything. TY, I don't micro. Almost, is the probe going to be... Okay, he gets it, but it's not going to cost him the Reaper. Okay. Okay, maybe that would have been a little much, no micro, but... Yeah, TY shows Terrans there's a better way. He has always been the player who... he's one of the first players who really used, and some might say abused, Liberators. Where other Terrans were still trying to do multi-prong medevac drops, he's like, no. 6 Liberators, and then... Okay. He was one of the first Terrans to really popularize late-game Ghosts, especially against Zerg. As opposed to more micro with bio units. Now, recently, he hasn't shown as much of that. Is that 1 Hellion? It's a scouting Hellion. It spotted the Robo. And in the main, he did see a Twilight Council. So this kind of tells the whole story here. He knows that Showtime is going for Blink, but defensive Blink, which means Showtime will likely get a 3rd base. How about now? How about now is good. 4-minute mark. TY. So where does he go with it? TY adding on a 2nd Rex. Does he add on a 3rd Rex? Or does he go for a 3rd command center? I mean, they're not mutually exclusive. It's just a matter of timing here. And against the trend right now, against the Protoss, is to find a timing. Find a timing. When that timing is up for debate. But you don't just sit back in your base until both sides max out. No Terran player wants to let a Protoss sit and build up the death ball for 8 minutes. And right now, TY... It looks like he's shaping up for probably 2 tanks for a timing. As he has... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to actually learn how to play TVP. I'm maybe not the most accomplished at it myself. but me and Big Gabe share a lot of strong opinions on that. Combat shields means this is an attack. Wait, does he pull the voice? Don't pull the voice. Don't, whatever you do, do not go down this dark path, TY. For it leads to despair. He's not building a third CC, and he's not building Stim, and he's building Vikings. This looks like he wants to hit a timing before Colossi can come out. Like, he smashes 1 or 2 Colossi with an overwhelming amount of units. What? Combat shields and a third. Okay. Alright, remember, I said TY shows us how Terran is supposed to be played. As opposed to how it can be played if you have 500 APM of micro. So, opting... I guess that makes sense. This is becoming more popular, but TY choosing the combat shields. He chooses to keep his Marines alive rather than giving them drugs. Alright? Do shields, not drugs, kids. So play Protoss. No! My only son is a Protoss! Brenda? Is that camera behind the woodshed working? Or... Oh, no? I don't... Well, charge isn't done. It just now finished. I think this is designed to counter... This is designed to counter Colossi, not charge lots. The charge lots are a real issue here. Auto turrets coming down, but the charge lots from the back and the rest of the army from the front. The combat shields and the Liberator are a hugely important piece of this. Without the Liberator, this would be ridiculously bad for TY. The Liberator helped out a lot. He target fired down an Immortal. But TY, I think, convinced himself he'd be going up against Colossi. He had a very anti-Colossus timing. And then Showtime just made charge lots. So while TY has 3 bases and a ton of production, like, there's nothing stopping Showtime from just building more units and running him over. He's building add-ons right now. Like, you need units on the field, boots on the ground. Will Showtime just go for it, or does he slap down a 4th? 2 tanks on the high ground have made his decision clear. Almost killed a Marine with the friendly fire on those rocks. Templar Archives on the way, so... Oh, the scan is there. A couple sentries, 1 for Guardian Shield and 2 if TY tries to come down the ramp. But Showtime is just holding this position, threatening TY. Standing on his front lawn saying, hey, maybe think twice about coming outside. But he does realize that eventually the Terran army becomes cost-effective without splash damage to deal with it. Another thing is TY's upgrade, quite late. Showtime's going to be finishing up 1-1. Obviously, already has a Twilight Council, if only a single forge. Charge lots into the main, keeping things busy. That Warp Prism serving the important purpose of keeping TY back at home. And this feels honestly like so many TVPs that I experienced firsthand and casting, is TY tried a timing. It didn't fail, but it definitely didn't succeed. And now he has to sit in his base and hope he can counter whatever Showtime brings out on the map. Because right now, TY does not have the army to push out. The only thing he can do is sit on his high ground and hope he doesn't break. At least until... I don't know, like... Medivacs can poke, but moving the tanks across the map would be suicide right now. +2-1 on the way. +2 armor, a second forge for Showtime. Was that a second robo? No, not yet. The 4th base is scanned from TY. Does this change anything? He's going to move out. Where is that prism? Oh, it's with the army? Are those Templar? The storm! Jimmy! The forecast! Looks like a chance to storm. And there are no ghosts. TY is building 2 ghost academies now. There's not that many liberators. the interference matrix potentially could help. A lot of depots getting set up to defend. TY has a large army, but Storm, well, TY not risking. There's the interference matrix. Holding the line. The command center not gonna, well, the command center will die. But TY halts. So TY not dead. But a second robo is complete. Extended Thermal Lance Colossi. Now that he's shown his hand. Showtime has shown those Hot Templar. He switches immediately into Colossi. Because anything that counters High Templar is probably going to struggle more against Colossi. Especially things like Ghosts. Liberators and tanks are kind of a solution to both. But also not directly. Whereas Vikings are good against Colossi, not so great in the storms. And Ghosts great against the Templar, but Colossi just burn them alive. Or were they ever alive? Were they always simply ghosts? I don't know. Philosophical question. Scan in the main. Sees the Dark Shrine, sees the Robo Base, sees the Templar Archives. The Triforce of splash damage. How are the DTs splash damage? When they become Archons, obviously. I don't know. Don't question it. The Bio Army is heading off to the right. The sensor tower spots the army of Showtime. Showtime at 83 probes, so his army's somewhat small, but he's ready to go. He's got money in the bank. No reason to stop here. Oh, stepping a little too far forward. The EMPs land. Anti-armor missile coats the whole army. TY slaps him down. Showtime stepping too tall and too daintily with those Colossi. And guess what? TY having none of it. Well, has Showtime let TY go for too long? We've gotten to that point like Showtime has had run of the map for 5 or 6 minutes now. But TY's maxed. There's nothing keeping him at home. I mean, the army would. But there's no reason. He can fight on the map. Ideally, he would fight on the map. But unfortunately, Showtime not giving him that opportunity. He's taking it to the home front. The tanks will siege. Some good shots on the Zealots. Still a dangerous army to engage for TY. A lot of things can threaten those Marines. Full energy Templar. EMPs across the board, but don't land on the Templar. The Colossi trying to step forward, but the tank's doing a great job. Some danger balls showing up here. The Ruptors joining the fray. A drop heading out from TY. He's been constrained inside his base. He's been limited. But he's maxed out. He's got to find something. Eventually, you want to take more bases. Disruptor manages to find a shot. The drop's going to head around. This is, oh no, they have Blink. Oh, it's one of these. So this is either how you win or throw a game. That is like 2,500 of DTs. Hello. Well, he blinks to the other side, which was completely unnecessary. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh. A disaster for Showtime. All he needed to do was not touch them. They had it. And then he blinks into his death. Oh my god, that's so much. That's so expensive. Oh. He's lost 5,000 more resources, and most of the difference are those DTs. Well, adding more. So far, Showtime losing 71 to 37 supply. This Shopify battle report showing us. Thank you, Joey. I forgot we had that. He's lost 2,500 gas to 350 in the last minute. 2,500 to 350. Come on. Even though Terrans don't need gas as much, that is a ridiculous amount. Showtime going, but TY has held the line. EMPs across the board. The Dorito dusting. Almost no armor between them. Storms landing, but the Terran army holds strongly enough. Some zealots coming in. One Colossi knocked over. The reinforcements not enough either. Showtime still has a great economy. He still can produce a lot of units, but can he field a big enough army to actually deal with this head on? Because now TY is knocking on his door with a vengeance. He's back with more tanks, more Marines, more Marauders than he had at the beginning, and they are all angry after all the transgressions of the Protoss army that still haven't managed to do critical damage. The Archon's loving the shield battery overcharge, but DT blank onto the tanks! The tank shattered! The backline broken! And just when it looked like TY was on the precipice of victory, he gets blinked over the cavern of defeat. Suddenly TY he's routed. All his forces retreating in medevacs or otherwise. Showtime blinks a victory in on that fight, and it did feel like TY was maybe overstaying his welcome. But the Blink DTs, the Shadow Strides, finding an opportunity. An expensive unit, but effective. Confusing, like the Noah's Ark of Protoss here. We got 2 Archons, we got 2 Colossi, we've got around 2-ish Disruptors. A little bit of everything here. Meanwhile, DT's on another base. Was that his main command? No, it was just produced for some reason. The DTs slash through the tanks. The turrets as well. Where are the scans? Where are the scans? There are the scans. But the 24 SCVs eviscerated. Oh my god. He blinks out. Another army coming in. Another wave. Showtime reclaiming the map that he once had. The command center will sit down, but it's going to have to stand right back up again. Or not. It's had enough. Dies of old age and also murder. GG. Showtime almost overstepped. Almost is the key word. TY not finding his timing, not able to close it. And while Showtime maybe took a few detours, he ends up with a pretty solid victory. Able to handle TY. And that bodes well. Like, TY wasn't pressured. He didn't have to go for that timing at the start. That was TY, that was his build. And Showtime, it wasn't super clean, but yeah, it was handled, is the important part. So we'll see. That puts the German Protoss into a 1-0 lead, which, as a Terran player, you're never happy about. Well, you're never happy about Protoss existing usually, but I mean, also this. So how does TY, does he change that timing? I don't know why he thought Showtime. There's no way that wasn't designed to kill Colossi. Think about it. Raven, 2 Vikings, combat shield. If you have stim instead of combat shield, when your Marines stim, they die in 1 Colossus swipe. Whereas when you get combat shield, it takes 2 swipes, which allows the rest of swipes, lances. They say lances, but they're more like swipes. They're more like a windshield wiper than they are like a lance. They don't stab. But whatever. That's not important. Anyways. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Every unit he had seemed designed to counter a Colossus. And Colossi are the choice nowadays. The charge lot follow-up has mostly been figured out. Like, if TY had done a standard, like, 3 racks tank play, it would have been dangerous to the charge lots because a lot of Terrans... The reason why Colossi are used is because a lot of Terrans kind of just figured out the timing to deal with the charge lots before you can get more splash damage involved. But Showtime, whether by a fortuitous choice or by scouting, decided on the charge, and it really did pan out for him. Alright, what's it gonna be? Wait, why is he not... Okay. No warp gate. Is this a Stargate build? Feels like he missed his gas timing by a bit. Okay. Not sure what we're looking at yet. Showtime hasn't committed to any tech, so... He's building a sentry. Rest in peace, his probe. This can sometimes end up at blank. Because you have a sentry. For hallucination. Twilight Council. I mean, let's not pretend like... Even though Protoss usually has to bring more builds to the table, they gotta have a full menu. That's why... Okay, so we're gonna get a little meta, since there's gonna be some time here without them directly killing each other. The reason why Protoss have struggled historically in longer series, like Protoss are perfectly good on the ladder, just ask European Grandmaster especially, where there's about 90 Protoss out of 200 players, you can do the math. And in shorter series, but in a longer series, that's where you have to have a depth of builds, because Protoss units and tech are so expensive and such a commitment that if your opponent knows or has a good idea of what you're doing before you do it, they have plenty of time to counter it. And that's why historically Protoss have had less success in like best of sevens, because it's very hard to have potentially 7 different builds. And usually players don't, and it's not required, it's just more than any other race. Having those different openers and kind of masking what direction you're going is more important. A lot revolves around your early tech as Protoss, compared to like Zerg or Terran, who are like, I'm gonna build Marines, or I'm gonna build Queens. You can't just build, well, depending on who you are, but usually you can't just build Stalkers as your strat. That oftentimes does not pan out nearly as well. A Raven. This time it's a 3 racks play. I think this is TY adapting. This is the counter to a charge lot follow-up. He's got the Raven, but not going for any Vikings. He's getting a reactor for Widow Mines. Oh yeah. He's expecting Showtime to go charge again. And if he does, then that plays into TY's hand. This is... Hopefully TY is about to demonstrate why you got to bring those extra builds to the table. We will see. It does look like it's going to be charge. And this time TY's counter is lining up. We should see him move out alongside the first couple medevacs. And Showtime will be lacking for splash damage. There's not that many gates. Like, he's going to 4 gates. That's it. He's building Immortals. Okay, Showtime sees the racks. He sees the reactored. What does he do? What does he do? He switches to, well, he goes armor. He's slapping down more gateways. He's stopped building probes. I don't know if it's more gates. Yes, more. He needs them. TY's doing a 2-base timing. Combat shields and +1 on the way. Medevacs finishing up. Blink Stalkers trying to hold the line, just slow things down. Getting a Widow Mine. Getting Widow Mines is big. Losing a Stalker, though. Wow, TY is going to wait for +1 and combat shields, which makes sense. How does he know for... Well, at this point, just like last game, TY is kind of relying on Showtime doing what he thinks he's doing. Like, if Showtime was going Colossus right now, this would probably be pretty rough for TY. But he is countering the charge lots. Let's see how it goes. It still comes down to control. There's a lot of charge lots. They're not going to have +1 armor. The Widow Mines and the Raven are a big X factor as well. An anti-armor missile or interference matrices on, say, the Immortals could make all the difference. But it could also be effectively useless. The Raven helps take out these observers, of course. +1 combat shields just finished. You could also potentially use Interference Matrix on sentries, but that's doubtful. Oh my god. He picks up. Showtime didn't see it. He goes straight to the main. He dodges back. Spots the observer. What a save! Maybe not the ideal choice from TY. The observer was saved. There's a small counterattack that might be able to delay the third. TY, select all army. Come on, TY. Somehow the SCV lived. Definitely a select all army there, though, from TY. Brings everything together now. Scanning the army, sees it moving. The Raven looking for an opportunity. Anti-armor missile on the sentries. Great hit. And now a couple Liberators show up to the party. Widow Mine splashing. How do you like the splash damage? He's tearing through everything. The Zealots evaporating. The Immortals left on their own. TY turns the tables and easily clears everything. TY, thank you for the demonstration. And that is why you don't go for the same build twice. That is why you gotta mix it up. Because TY has adapted. TY is ready. And for better or worse, that build is now off the table, at least probably for another game. I just need to appreciate how TY followed through on that. I mean, Showtime tried the same thing. Kind of an, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You're not playing Terran, Showtime. Believe it or not. So... And that is the difference, like the extra, the non-marine units are the key. The Raven and the choice on Widow Mines instead of tanks. Like, Widow Mines are way better against charge lots, because the tanks, by the time the charge lots get up close and personal, you get 1, maybe 2 shots off if you're lucky. Whereas the Widow Mines, 3 or 4 of them and you wipe out essentially all the charge lots in the right spot. So, no. Get in the game! Sorry, Jimmy will be fired. Your badge... and both your guns on my desk after the series. Yes. And 6 a.m. tomorrow. All tied up. What am I watching? Showtime versus TY. TSL 6 play. I get it. Like and subscribe for more subtitles. This is where we comment. I feel like I said all there was to say. That game. How many times can I say I called it? I don't know. We'll see. It's getting a little, it's wearing a little thin at this point. I don't think Showtime will go for the macro blink again. I think, well, 1, it would be a mistake. And 2, he's got to have, like, a Stargate play, I think. Especially this map seems pretty small, but it actually has a relatively long rush distance until the rocks in the center are taken down. So walking across the map takes a while, and that benefits units like Oracles and Void Race. Or Phoenixes. They're all good units. We'll see, though. It looks like it's shaping up for another Twilight. Another center. Showtime trying to do the innovation. Oh, the Reaper just kind of died. That... Okay. Well, that was sad. That's not supposed to... That's not in the script. The Reaper's supposed to get away. Just barely. But... There's a bunker back at home, but Now this means the Adept can get up in his grill, throwing mad shade, which is uncomfortable at best for a Terran. He doesn't nearly have the units to deal with it. She's just kind of got the run of the place now. It's hanging out. This is, this is happening. And, okay, well, there she goes. And, well, my work here is done. It's gonna be blank. 2 gates. Will TY line up the same timing as before? Kind of feels like they're both kind of doing their builds and ignoring their opponent. Last time, Showtime got his hallucinated Phoenix in, but it was far too low. Like right now, TY hasn't shown his hand. This is looking very much like Game 1. TY is doing his anti-Colossus build. Wait, oh look who's back! Aha! You thought you were rid of me, and now you are. That was actually a big scout there for Showtime. Seeing that the factory moved off the tech lab and that there was another barracks in production, that has given him all the intel he needs to realize that TY is not doing the early tank timing. He's going to be putting his bio together. And that means Colossus. Showtime, using his information, acting on it, and has chosen Colossi. Well, yeah, probably Colossi, not Disruptors. At least one Colossus. Yeah, at least one Colossus. We'll see. I mean, I could just wait a minute and find out, but it's more fun if you're invested. Like, it's gotta be one Colossus and then Disruptors. Now I can be right or wrong. I've got a dog in this fight. Or even a Stalker. I don't know. I was trying to make a pun there. Didn't pan out. TY sitting back. And while he's going to have a lot of bio, without any add-ons on the factory, and just the Raven, that's not going to be enough. I guess he can move out right now. He doesn't have any upgrades on the way either, neither side, but they're more important for the Terran army. Okay, there's no third CC floating over. He's building it now. The Colossus is nearly done. Shield battery on the way. That shield battery going to have a lot of heavy lifting to do. The sentry is kind of important. Does TY interference matrix? Oh, he sees the Colossus. The energy on the shield battery and on the Raven. The most important things right now. TY once again failing to hunt down the unit with less HP than a probe. Wait, I don't think that's true, actually. It's pretty close. The unit with the least health in the entire Protoss army survives again. And as time goes on, extended thermal lance charge finishing. What is TY's plan? Is he going for it? Because the sentries are a problem. Or not. Another interference matrix, but the force fields. Yeah. Okay, never mind. The sentries definitely were a problem. So that didn't work. It felt like TY realized it wasn't going to work, but then he's like, fuck it. Every Terran's been there. Well, I gotta try. It's not like he knows that at the end of the day, in that fight...
So you got a 25% at best at beating me!
But... in Showtime, his name is The Wall. It's also Showtime, but D-Mawa. And you're gonna try to attack in to an area covered by force fields. That was optimistic. So now we're gonna have what looks to be a repeat of Game 1. TY tried to hit Showtime. Showtime just slapped him down. And now TY does not have enough map control to do anything but sit in his base defensively. Maybe send a little bit out, but if he moves too much out on the map, he risks just dying. And Showtime has recall. So even if Showtime commits to an attack, that doesn't mean he can't get back to his base as long as he holds on to that. I don't know why TY went. Like, it really did feel like one of those, I guess I have to go attack. It was never going to work. Showtime would have had to miss his force fields, which it's not 2012. Go back and look at the highlights from like 2011 from GSL. In the early years of GSL, a legitimate strat was against a one-base Protoss. You build a bunch of Marines and Marauders, no medevacs, and you try to stem up the ramp before they force field. One base, by the way. One base. The only a single force field. And this would win more often than not in the first year of SC2. Like, you're like, oh my god, those were the days. Yeah, those were the days when people had worse reaction times than a Platinum player today, sometimes. Oh, I hope he doesn't force field. The entire strat. I hope he doesn't force field in time. So we have progressed pretty far since then. People just miss. That is a pretty scary army out of TY. But that is a pretty scary army and economy out of Showtime. He's going to have +2, +1. He's got 3 Colossi. Few Archons. He's got Disruptors on the way. Charge and Blink are, of course, done. So TY gonna try to find another engagement, but Showtime brings in the Zealots. Great positioning on the depots, making things difficult. Okay, everybody, we must team up against the rocks. The true enemies. TY getting his tanks into a pretty nasty positioning around the corner. Actually, TY wants the rocks in place. Oh, anti-armor missile. Showtime does a decent job of dodging it. Oh, he blinks into the tanks. Shield battery overcharge. Oh my god. A few charge lots from the back. Another anti-armor missile hits essentially everything. What a fight, but at home, 2 Zealots are just gutting the economy. If nothing was happening at home, this is such a win for TY. But he lost 15 SCVs in the last minute. If Showtime's able to hold on to his bases, eventually we get to the... Somebody took down the rocks. Probably TY at this stage. If Showtime holds, then he's in a winning position. If the wall is being battered. Those rocks working against him here. A little bit of bio cornered and killed. Disruptor, though, finds a tank. He's down to 3. Raven is nearly out of energy. It's 2-1 versus just 1-1, but the tanks are in a nasty position and a lot of army supply here for TY. Showtime is maxed out with less army supply than a not maxed out TY, so that's where we are now. But the charge lots from the back, drawing the fire, anti-armor missile in a good spot. Colossi bruised and now broken, but they add a lot of damage in. The Archon's getting involved. Charge lots in front of everything. TY trying to stand his ground, but more charge lots are warping in. Vikings on the deck. Immortals helping. And suddenly the bio army is gone. And so is TY. Those 2 Zealots who survived on the other side. Pushing TY's economy to an unsustainable state to perpetuate that game. Showtime holds. He consolidates. And he fights back. TY not able to work the angles. And at the end of the day, D Mauer is the victor. But that's why we play best of 5. Alright? Showtime has adjusted his build. Well done, by the way, of working off that hallucinated Phoenix scouting. Not using it to blink into the main, but instead to adjust his timing. And it was super well done. Like, it wasn't a huge... Like, instead of charge, well, instead of directly to charge, we go Colossus. And it was pretty thin. Like, if the Colossus were 20 seconds later, he doesn't have that second Colossus, maybe TY kills him. But, I mean, these guys are pretty good. Last I checked. So, decent-ish players. Oh, but Jimmy says a quick, oh yeah, whatever, advertisement before we get into what could be match point for Showtime. I'll be right back. One moment. Hey everybody, I'm Winter, and I'm here to talk to you about liking and subscribing. Oh, that's at the end. Short conversation. Oh, TSL 6 is brought to you by Shopify.com. Check out Shopify today. Or else. So, thank you for watching Team Liquid Star League number 6. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Good night. Thank you guys for sticking around. I know ads are annoying, especially nowadays, but back to Showtime. Now, I would say the underdog, but TY's weakest matchup is almost certainly Terran versus Protoss. He has that in common with many Terrans. So, I would still have put TY as slightly favored. Like the good old-fashioned remember ladder and Wings of Liberty back when you guys actually laddered instead of pseudo-laddered by watching me stream and then pretending like you know what you're talking about on Twitch chat kind of ladder? No. But like back when things were slightly favored instead of exactly the MMR unless you're below Masters, in which case they don't show the MMR because they know you're a bitch. Yeah, that. But Showtime, a bit of an underdog here, but not looking it as TY grasps for opportunities. And Showtime holds the line. The only, like, the game where TY won was, okay. Well, this is what's considered in many cultures a dick move. But effective. He pulls 4 probes. Usually you don't get that drastic. Some players will just go take the 3rd. Maybe that's what TY wanted here, but do it again. Do it again. Yeah. He's keeping those probes around. Like, that's a lot of lost mining time. A lot of workers, like a third of the workers in the game not mining at some points here. Like, like 2 SCVs, maybe 3 when he first came in with the probe, and then like 5 probes. What is this? He's not just gonna build Hellions. Okay, now we finally we're off the macro train. No, come back! Come back! Hello? Oh, wow. Okay. Is Showtime gonna scout? This is proxy starport, proxy-ish starport. Because 4 Hellions finish slightly faster than a medevac does, so when you build the starport on the map, it usually lines up better with the Hellion drop. And also, it's kind of hidden, but I don't know. So now, no longer are we doing... We got a Stargate from Showtime. We have proxy-ish starport Hellions from TY. How does this end? It really depends on if Showtime figures out what's going on. That's most of it. Like, Showtime is rallying Phoenixes towards his main. If the medevac flies directly into the Phoenix... Oh, no, he saw it. He saw it. Oh, no! Oh, he knows what's happening. Oh, 100%. 148%. 420% chance. He knows what's happening. Oh, this sells disaster for TY in TSL 6. Okay. No, don't put us out here. No, get out, get out, get out. Oh, no. This feels like PlanetSide all over again. They got Sky Guards. Oh, my. Wait, what? What? They got in the natural. How did this happen? This actually... Oh, there's a shield battery at the front. They lined up for a sec. I hope my gasp was the best commentary I could have provided. Well, that was, not great. TY, it kind of feels like he's flailing. That last game was pretty rough. And this one is not off to a better start. The Viking will run away desperately, hoping the Phoenixes don't find it. Showtime on the hunt here. He might not expect that another starport unit was produced, but we'll see. As the starport getting chased down by Phoenixes, and it's mildly ironic here. This is happening. I think Showtime is appropriately suspicious of Widow Mines. Which, you can't see him here, can you? Neither can Showtime, but he knows that it's very likely. Oh, he just recalls, because... Oh, come on, man. Put him down! Let him die on his feet! No, he dies in the air like he lived. He was actually afraid of heights, fun fact. Not a great attribute. The Viking got 5 kills. Like... It got 5 probes, which is not an insignificant number. 5 probes at this stage is a big win for TY. And a recall. Like, that Viking was completely worth it. It salvaged what was a pretty rough spot. Like, it wasn't like TY was about to lose the game. But he was going to find himself again stuck in his base, unable to do anything. But killing those probes and bringing the economies this much closer to even... A little more breathing room. Oh my god. The observer spots the mines, but there are 3 of them. This is a risk. Well, microed. Oh, almost. Oh, well. That breathing room, well, I hope he used it. Because he's running out of air now. The 3rd command center's done, so TY's looking to play a later game, or maybe he just didn't have anything but the ability to make a 3rd. The observer's pretty obvious here, but finally an observer finds its way into the grave. At least it just died, unlike all the other ones. The orbital command feeling very uncomfortable with Phoenixes being here, but eventually sits down in its forever home. Oh. Wow, okay, well. 1 Phoenix for 1 Raven? Yeah, I'll take it. It just kind of dies. That one can't land. What is this? And now he walks in with a... What is this army? This is our, like, a best of Protoss montage here. We got 3 sentries, a Colossus, and some Phoenixes. 1 turret actually countering most of the army. The turret, the real hero here. Without that turret, who knows what could have happened. You know, stimmed Marines. Now we see why he got combat shield in those previous games. Those Marines, a strong glare from the Colossi, let alone the thermal swipes, will slaughter them. And he's building Vikings. There's no medevacs. The supplies, surprisingly even here. That fight was... Wow. Showtime lost no units. TY didn't lose much. Okay, but... He got out clean. Adding on a ton of production. He has the worker lead, the income. What are the upgrades? +1 about to finish for Showtime, so he doesn't have a huge advantage. I mean, he went for Stargate into Colossus. That is a lot of your gas right there. You know what else is a lot of gas? Templar. You know what Showtime is warping in? Showtime? Showtime! Okay, yeah, but more of them. Oh, that's why he's building more gates. That's all the gates he had. TY is, like... He doesn't have the complexity. He doesn't have the tools. He needs... Like, just throwing Marines at the problem. This isn't Stalingrad. This is more like Shakuras. You can't just throw Marines at Colossi and Archons and call that a solution. It's not going to work, no matter if they're Mengsk troopers or not. At some point, TY, like, he's just now building an armory. We've seen this story before. I've seen this game so many times, even though this is the first time. The Protoss has 4 bases, has essentially their tech tree filled out. The Terran, a lot of supply, but the tech tree is a tech bush at best. They got Marines, Marauders, 1-1, maybe a few factory or starport units scattered in there, and a prayer. While TY might have a comparable army supply, he's kind of just got to pick a battle and hope Showtime is a little out of position. Because Showtime has put himself in a good position. It's not like... This is not a Protoss is unbeatable. No. Showtime slapped down all of TY's early game and then kept control of the map. So now, TY is forced into a position where he has to kind of gamble on a fight. It's very hard to get a Protoss out of position when they have this tech advantage. They have the force multipliers. In fact, Showtime, you know, he'll come to him. Like, this is TY's best chance, is fighting on his terms. The Vikings getting some volleys in on the Colossi. Guardian Shield helping out. The Bio Army moving into position. The Vikings just going at it. Good target fire, but doesn't quite kill even one Colossus. The Bio Army in a good spot. The target fire is there. The Concave for TY looking great. Showtime a little ahead of himself here, saving the Colossi, but overall, how is this going? Is that 2 sensor towers, TY? You can never be too careful. Showtime loses 34 supply, but mostly Zealots, against TY, who loses a tank and 10 Marines. So, you know, the thing is, if the entire army, if Showtime loses just Zealots each time, well, oh my god. Stand there, Billy! Why? Don't worry about it. Turn around. What a play. He survived, at least. Hey, it would have died to the Widow Mine if the Widow Mine was charged, so that's the lesser of 2 evils. Oh, beautiful force fields that don't really, like, they look good. They didn't actually do anything, but they look good. Yo, this is an awkward fight. Showtime just getting chased down. Loses 2 Colossi. He's got to turn at some point. He's cornered. What is happening? Disruptor comes in, slams into the side. Showtime sweeps the leg a bit, but I don't know. Showtime kind of cornered himself there. He let himself get boxed in. It's not like you can recall out the amount of damage that Terran can put out so quickly. Yeah, TY just losing Bio, whereas Showtime losing Colossi, Archons, and Sentries. Those are valuable units. And now TY, not only is he... I don't think he's in the lead because of the economy here. But he's freed up the map. Without those units that can just bully TY around the map, as they have been, with just a mostly gateway-based army, TY can pick a fight. Disruptors are dangerous, Archons are scary, but EMP and a solid spread can deal with them. There's still some EMPs. Oh, TY dodges out of the way. The curveball doesn't find him. Charge lots at the back. Those have been the scourge of TY throughout this series. Another Bio Army over to the left side. Showtime has expanded to most of the map. More charge lots coming in. The Zealot's still cutting through. TY cannot afford to lose his economy like he did before. Shield battery overcharge helping out everything. DTs have shown up, but TY doesn't know yet. He needs a scan for it. Still, though, the SCV's being slaughtered. TY cannot afford to lose 20 SCVs again. He lost 20 SCVs again. It's just like, it's not critical damage yet, but he really needs to take great fights now. And he's not. He's not. At least not yet. The medevacs are nearly out of energy. The Ghost as well. Maybe one EMP left. He's going for the Nexus. He'll get it. Objective complete. A Hero Marine in the main. But here comes Showtime, ready to collapse on this army. TY decides those tanks have had their day. And now it has ended. They will be cut down. He evacuates what he can. The DT is still looking for an opportunity. Showtime banking mostly minerals. But he has most of his bases. Like, losing that Nexus was not the end by any means of his economic advantage. Disruptors fires a volley. Has to back off of his own attack because maybe he... we've all fired our disruptors a little too early. Sometimes you fire too much too fast. It happens, okay? Like you see a bio ball, you get excited. But you gotta be careful. Take your time. Find your shots. Meanwhile, Blink DT's just eviscerated an entire base. It's gone. Then Planetary's gone. 19 SCV's gone. The DT is just... and the power of the Cape Boys. The thing is, that means TY's army is nearly double in supply. Like... oh! The Widow Mine! TY has 130 to 92 army supply. He's got +3, +2 against +3, +2. +3 armor's about to finish. TY has a lot to bring to bear here. Oh, the DTs, they blink forward. But there might be enough bio... where's the drilling claws? He doesn't have drilling claws, which is hurting a lot against charge lots. We build another factory. TY's maxed, but it still feels kind of desperate. Showtime has too many probes, which is a good problem to have, but it is a problem. Oh, the disruptors. Fires 2. Oh, finds the follow-through connections. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got no more what? Oh, there's more disruptors. Never mind. Ooh. TY just eats a couple directly to the face. Ghosts and plenty of bile. He loses his critical mass. And wait a second, here comes Gateway Man with his gateway plans. And TY tries to evacuate, but he gets almost nothing out. Some bio coming in. The disruptor is not quite finding the mark. TY scrambling. A lot of the army's on the other side. Whoops, and some DTs. He needs to get a scan off. The DTs can't be allowed to do any damage, but TY's losing his planetary. The disruptors are in front. The bio army's dealing with them, but the disruptors strike back. He has to pick up. He has to get out. The DT's doing a lot of damage on the other side. Not enough energy for a recall on this base. He could recall to others. More charge lots are coming in. That's not enough to do a full-on base trade, but he found some damage. He killed enough probes that Showtime should thank him. That was very kind. What just... What? Okay. So that happened. The disruptor gonna pay for damages, but... so... TY did enough damage to keep Showtime off his back, but not to put himself in the lead. Killing 10 probes is exactly as many as Showtime can give up while still having an overwhelmingly good economy. That actually, I think, helped Showtime there, who now has a significant income advantage as well, because now his army supply is much more competitive. Good splits here, but when you're splitting, you're not stimming and winning. 1, 2, 3, everyone in the medevacs, but TY doesn't even try to... oh my god. It is a massacre. Showtime shield bashes him. It felt like TY loaded them up into the medevacs and crashed those medevacs into an iceberg. He just... oh my god. A disaster. Showtime with the 3-1. TY crumbles. He flailed in this series, it feels like. It did not come together. Showtime did similar builds. That last game was somewhat different, but throughout the whole series, I think he's shown he can compete. He's one of the best. And it's not just the European Zergs that need to be feared, but Showtime moves on in the TSL 6. Thank you to Shopify for putting it on as always. And thank you to the players. Thank you for liking and subscribing and ringing the bell, because players have been getting better for 10 years and years into the future. I hope you enjoyed my breakdown. I hope you enjoyed TSL 6, and I hope you continue to in the future. Thank you for watching. Good luck and have fun.
Hell, it's about